Hi everyone, I'm Kathy. So this video is going to talk about the answers of the quiz. Actually, all these quiz questions are based on the training materials that I have already sent to you and also the YouTube videos that I made. If you read them through and also watch my videos, I'm pretty sure that you won't have that much problems regarding to this quiz. So let me check the first section, so about live classroom. Which tool should I use as a highlighter in the classroom? You have three options. First, laser pointer, the one here, and second, drag and drop laser pointer, the one we updated recently, and the third one is paintbrush. Actually, I suggest you to use drag and drop dot, a laser pointer, and other features at the same time because it's easier and it's more functional. But you have to remember, if you use paintbrush as a highlighter, you have to mark something on the lesson plan or draw something on the blackboard. Only you draw it out, then the student will see your where are you pointing and your handwriting. They can't see your cursor. It's only shown from your side. So let's say if you are doing like this, your student won't see which one are you pointing at. And the second question, how can I encourage the student by giving trophy? So I'm in the Blackboard editor right now, so I don't have the student video frame by my side. But what you could do in the real classroom is you could place your mouse on your student's video frame. Sorry. Then you will see two icons underneath, just like this. But these are old versions, that's why it has like 4 icons. But if you see those, you should definitely know the meaning of it. Right now, I think we only have 2 icons. The first is the trophy, and second is the crown. So crown means authorize students to use toolbar, and trophy, you just need to click it, then it will give a trophy to encourage students. Third question, how can I re-edit the previous written notes on the Blackboard? So let me just type something randomly. And if you want to re-edit this sentence, which has already been written on the Blackboard, maybe you made spelling mistake or anything you want to add to the previous written words, you should click the select first and then double click, then you will back to the same sentence that you were writing. How can I change the color and size of typing? It's quite easy. So if you click on type, this T icon here, you could see all these color functions, color options, and also the size of the typing. These numbers are just indicating the size of your words. Fifth, how can I change the color, size, and shape of paintbrush? It's actually quite easy too. So it's the same with the typing. You just click on this paintbrush and then you will see these color options, and the size of the paintbrush are indicated by the size of the circle. And you could draw curves, lines, oval, and rectangles based on these features here. Let's try to draw a line. So you could click Shift and left click on your mouse and then to draw a line, and also because you have already clicked on the line shape itself, so you can draw a line without pressing on your Shift button. And then you could draw oval just like this, but try to remember it starts from the middle. And then rectangle, it starts from the right top. And how can I use the drag and drop laser pointer and other features at the same time? So you click on this tool, teaching tool, and then choose the drag and drop laser pointer. And you should be able to see the drag and drop laser pointer on the Blackboard, but I have already had it before on the Blackboard. That's why even though I click on it, it's nothing. So which means you disable this function. So you should click again and make it back. Then you could just place anywhere that you want to highlight. And then you could use other features at the same time. So you just move away the cursor from the dot laser pointer itself, and then you can have another feature. How can I erase or delete the notes on the Blackboard? So the first thing that you need to do is choose the second icon here, so which means select. Then you select all the notes that you want to delete, and then click trash can to delete all this. But it's an easier way if you want to delete all the things on the Blackboard. If you use Windows, then you should press Ctrl and N at the same time to erase everything. And for Mac users, you should just press Command and N at the same time. And there's also an update for the volume bar. You could see by the side of my video frame, there's a small microphone. And if your volume is too low, then the icon here will be yellow. And if your volume is too loud, then the green shape that you will see here, it will be rise to the top of your video frame, so that you can adjust based on the volume bar here. How can I move my notes or drawing somewhere else in the Blackboard? So it's quite easy. You just choose the second icon again as select and move, and then just choose what you want to move on the Blackboard. And there's another thing, so if you want to expand your lesson plan, just slowly move your cursor to the edge of your lesson plan, and then to drag or to expand or minimize it. What should I do if I can't hear or see the student? So first, you check if you mute the student. You can check by drag your cursor to your student's video frame, and then see if you click on the mute icon underneath. But right now we don't have that icon, so you don't need to worry about that. And second, you should check your system setting to see if you disabled your microphone or mute your computer. So you just click the setting here, and then to see if your microphone is disabled. If it is, you just select another option to make your microphone working. And another situation is maybe you have already muted your computer, so you should check your volume bar underneath your system, your computer system, and to check if you have already muted your computer. And then if none of this works, you should exit and re-enter the classroom to see if everything works fine when you return. But you should notify the student to do the same thing with you, and don't forget to click record again in order not to lose anything from the class. And if all of this doesn't work, you should send messages to the group WeChat group chat to ask for help and message to the chat box in live classroom to ask the student if there's anything wrong or if he or she can see or hear you. So you just click this chat box and to say anything that you want to the student. And what should I do if my camera or microphone is not working? Actually, it's quite similar with the last question. You should check your system setting to see if you disable your microphone or mute your computer, and exit and re-enter, and then send messages to WeChat group chat, and text message in the chat box of live classroom to ask the student. What should I do once enter in the classroom? Actually, the first thing that you need to do is click the recording button so that everything will be completed from your recording, and it will be easier for us to give you feedback if your recording is completed, and also it will be easier for you to write class reports afterwards when you want to review your class recording. How can I upload my own prepared material? So you could open, upload, and copy or move your own material to My Cloud Disk. My Cloud Disk, so you just click this icon here, and then there should be 3 columns that you will see from the top. First is Authorize Resources, and second is My Cloud Disk, and third is Library. So you could click on My Cloud Disk and then upload anything that you want on the Cloud Disk. Then it will be easier for you to open them in the classroom. But please remember, if you want to check lesson plan, it can be only open in the Blackboard editor or the real classroom. You cannot check just from the surface of live classroom. How many pages of Blackboard notes are there in the live classroom? So you should scroll down, and then there are 50 pages in total for our Blackboard notes. So it will be more than enough for you to take notes from one class. How can I exit the classroom? So you should just click on the cross icon here to exit the classroom, and then you could re-enter, or you can enter in the next one. Just don't stay in the classroom and then waiting for another class to come in, another student to come in, because it's not gonna happen, and it's impossible for you to enter in the next classroom if you stay in the previous classroom. What should I do if the class recording includes my desktop? So this question is only for Mac users. So before you start class, you should go to the setting of the surface interface of a live classroom. So you go to setting and system setting. Then you click on the column file management. Then you should choose classroom window instead of desktop, and then choose software sound. Should I automatically authorize a student during the class? No, you should never do that, because maybe the younger kids that you taught during the class may mess around with all these tools that are listed on the toolbar, and not every student knows how to use these tools. So only if the student asks for it, then you should authorize the student and give them the right to use the tools from the toolbar. Where can I find the authorized resources in the live classroom? So first, you should click on the Cloud Disk, and then click Waiting English, this file here, and then the file named after Winning English are the files that you need for this program. So if it says demo class materials, then they are for demo classes, and if it said formal class teaching plans, then it's for regular classes. Please aware that. And how long can I stay in the classroom after the class? Sometimes a student will be late for the class, and if you have time afterwards, then please give them extra minutes to make the class completed. So that's why we have this function as a supplement for those classes. You could stay in the classroom with a student for another 20 minutes. But if you have class right afterwards, you should exit the classroom on time so that you can be punctual for your next classroom. So these are the explanation for the first section, live classroom.